Light the beam! Light the beam! Light the beam! Light the beam!
Oh, light the beam indeed. Light the beam on what is going to be our tightest hour yet.
Bang the drum.
Welcome
Bang the drum.
into the... they took the drum to Austin. Did you notice that?
Yeah, they did.
They're not doing it every game either. It's kind of like this podcast. The consistency could use a little bit of work.
We need to spruce it up. We want people eager to see the drum.
It's a good foundational idea. Just might need some tightening and a little bit of consistency.
A little pizzazz.
Oh, welcome into the Wednesday night edition of the Sports Cave with Biggest Puma. I am once again your host, Sam Freeze, broadcasting live on YouTube, live to tape on audio here from the north side of San Antonio, where we find ourselves a nice round number, 50 days.
50.
5-0. 50 days away from the NFL draft, or at least from
50. I like to kick.
the first round of the
stretch.
NFL draft. That voice interrupting the intro once again is none other than Cap.
What? Huh?
Oh, and now you're silent?
Okay.
And of course, the man responsible for making sure we are on air is the greatness that is LG, the disembodied voice, the sometimes image of God in the darkness when the light doesn't work, LG. Now, I say we're doing our tightest hour yet, and I swear, if I ever meant it in the past, I didn't mean it nearly as much as I do tonight, because I have very, very good reason to keep it tight. We, yesterday, I think I mentioned this on Monday. Yesterday was the roommate's birthday. She spent it in the frozen tundra wasteland of Chicago.
They actually had a winter?
Go shorty.
Yeah,
It's your birthday.
they're still pretty chilly up there. And judging by the phone call I got at about 1:45 a.m. last night, there's still a thriving bar scene in Chicago as well. I think she had a good celebration.
She was not tight. She was loose.
Yeah, a good, so to speak, a good celebration abroad, but she is flying back tonight. So I have the goal of being at the airport by 9:30.
Do you always show up a little bit before, or you never make her wait?
I mean, the
Average.
The goal,
most of the time.
The goal
half
is
the time.
The goal is that, but if the Spurs are 3 minutes away from halftime, or I'm in the middle of a endurance race on Gran Turismo, or
There's nothing worse than just waiting there and just looking up to see when the car is coming around, and you realize it's 20 minutes later and they haven't even left the house yet.
So I'll add it even worse. She rarely checks baggage. So
she's ready to go,
she
man.
is out. Like as soon as that plane touches down.
Yeah, that's me. I was like carry on only. I was like, it took 3 chones, 2 shorts.
It's
one shirt.
It's a dead sprint from the from the seat in the airplane to the curbside pickup. So I try. Tonight's going to be a real test
I
because
don't think my wife ever made it on time. Like every once in a while, I'm like, I give out hope when I like text her when I'm landing, and we live on the north side, so it's real close to the airport. I'm like, it'll take her 5 minutes to get some shoes on. She doesn't get ready.
So that's also the problem, though. Yeah. I mean, we live smack downtown, but it's less than 10 minutes for me to get to the airport. Just hop on the highway and I'm there. So that also plays against my
better judgment.
Correct, because the whole time I'm thinking, it's a 9-minute drive. If I speed, it's a 7-minute drive. I've got time to.
Maybe they're on the tarmac for an extra 10 minutes.
Right.
I can watch the end of this quarter.
These things are never on time. I've got enough. I've got enough wiggle room to start another Grand Theft Auto mission. It'll be fine. And then I die 5 straight times. Realize it's a lot harder than I intended. And before you know it, I'm a solid 20 minutes late.
You
So
find a cool jump and get sidetracked. You're like, oh, what if I can get my bike up there?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't even accomplish anything. I just absolutely waste time, kind of like we're doing right now. Before we
Yes.
waste any more on this National Grammar Day, something this program struggles with at times.
Grammatically?
See, as I just said,
That was
so
grammatically correct.
we will celebrate National Grammar Day / National Sons Day, which all three of us are welcome to celebrate, and even a little National Marching Music. Did either one of y'all
Maybe I'll
ever?
call my kid if it's National Sons Day. My dad didn't call me.
Oh, buddy.
What a dick.
I mean, how many already?
He's a Richard.
8, 10. This is
He's
you're,
Richard. That's what he
you're
is.
not Bob Costas. You can't get away with that. 8,
That was
10.
fantastic, by the way.
Yeah,
His name is Richard, and we call him Dick.
I have that
He
clip
is
actually, LG. But with as much as we've been struck down by YouTube lately, I decided, and since we need to do a tight hour, I decided we didn't have time to hear Bob Costas talk about the two dicks that
Yeah.
were formerly in charge
That's
of
going to be cut in a weird way.
NBC. Yeah, there's nothing worse than an announcer stopping down to acknowledge. Like, imagine,
Those are two good dicks.
yeah, I mean, of
what?
course.
And we're talking about the name.
Yeah, Dick Ebersol
You
and
too.
Dick,
Keep us on.
the other Dick, the lesser Dick.
The lesser of the dicks.
Yeah, I mean, if I remember one of the Dick's names, but can't remember the. It's another DE though. Anyway,
It's not Duck. I'll know that for sure.
we're gonna do what I watched. Got some Stars news to talk about. Watched that last night. We got Spurs notes to get to as well because of course that's also what we watched last night. Good bounce back win up in Philly. And then depending on how much time we have, did you wear the hat last night?
I sure did, sir.
You were responsible for 39 of those
You put the doubt in my head.
39
You are responsible for that loss against the Knicks.
of those points in a 40-point win. If we have enough time, I want to talk some
You're welcome, Sam.
NFL free agency because we are finally getting not only we saw a big trade with Trent McDuffie sent out earlier from KC to the Rams. We've got some
Great.
news about who's getting cut. Yeah, I'm sure you love that. And then we'll close out lightning round. I did spend quite a bit since the roommate was out of town. Spent quite a bit of time last night watching my news quad box, watching all of the the primary election result coverage. So we'll get into a little bit of that in the lightning round. And I'm going to do it again. I'm liking how this is going because we can't get copyright strikes if we just talk about the events that happened on this day. So I've got another good list of this day in sports history we'll close out with. But before Cap says something that we have to edit out of the podcast
What the-
again, LG, tell the good people how they can help support the program.
Hit that subscribe button, please. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so we can blow up your emails when we go live.
Where's our sweet
What
graphics?
else can we do? We can put the subscribe graphic up there if you want. There you go.
Yeah, see, it looks like that.
You can hit the super chat. You can hit the chat if you just want to chat. But if you want guaranteed red chat, throw some money in the tank. What
It
else we got?
always helps.
We got
Gas-
the wedding
gas is
registry.
going up.
We got the wedding registry in the description where you can purchase things. No, a Honda Civic is not on there or whatever the hell Puma wants.
No, we've removed the 93 Honda Accord Type R.
okay.
Yeah.
Type
Yeah,
R.
Accord.
Yeah.
Is that the like type racing?
It's a
Yeah.
nice engine. Yeah.
Yeah. Rice burner.
Yeah. He can say
the
that.
loud- You get the loud
he can say that
exhaust.
because he's Asian.
Yeah. Well, I noticed I went back and listened to the episode. I also, like Monday when I was talking about that new Tokyo Extreme Racer
Yeah.
game, I was listening to the episode and I immediately was like, LG will know. What's the name of the
Oh.
Tokyo Expressway? It's not because of ethnicity, because he
goes
travels.
there.
Right.
He goes there.
Right. But as soon as
But he sticks to the red light
It's the
district.
Chateau or Shuto
the
Expressway.
Shuto,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's the club that was formed in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
The racing club that would race the Shuto Expressway.
Yep. Connects Yokohama and Chiba.
It was known as the Midnight Club, which is why
Why
you got
y'all making
the
up stuff, man?
Americanized version of the game. Yeah, on the super chats, if you throw a super chat out there that's on topic, we'll get to it in the segment.
Like Greg, happy birthday to the roommate.
Oh, thank you, Greg. I will pass along your wishes. But she's not getting that super chat money, just so you know, Greg. Just we've got a
YouTube
list.
got his hand out. LG's got his hand out.
We've got a list of things we want to do for the show, spend that money on it. But if you throw something out there not on topic, we'll get to it before the lightning round. We're already 10 minutes in. Let's try to stay on schedule. We'll start, as always, on days that aren't after a weekend. Start with what I watched, what we all watched. I know this is going to kind of become Spurs notes, but I wanted to mention first, before we talk about the Spurs game last night, I talked a little bit last Thursday about the Stars. They were at that point playing in, that was the night in Vancouver.
Old time hockey.
And they were trying to break the record. They had tied the record for most consecutive wins. And we ended up talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins when Mario Lemieux came back from cancer treatment and they won 17 straight games. Well, since we last talked about the Dallas Stars, they have not only extended their 8-game win streak to 10, but they have done it in absolutely dominating fashion. Granted, they were on a Canadian 2-game road trip, Vancouver and Calgary. Both those teams are awful. Yeah. So, I mean, they did what was expected, but won in Vancouver 6-1, and then last night in Calgary, same score, 6-1.
So track that. Puma says Canada sucks.
Well, I mean, it's been a while since they've won a Stanley Cup on a game they invented. Although the guy who invented basketball was a Canadian, so he spent most of his time in America, invented the game in America.
I mean, the Raptors won once.
Canadian nonetheless. But yeah, 10 straight games now for the Stars.
Is the American hockey, are they playing back now, or are they still out there doing the party road trip?
Oh, no, they're all back.
They're all back?
Yeah, they're all
right.
Yeah, they were back.
Seems like they took like an extra week off.
I think that was just the extra week of media talking heads bitching or exalting, depending on which political leaning you
I think they
find
just
yourself.
were taking anything. They were on SNL, like, oh, that liberal program.
They were on. I think they were
Run
on.
by reptiles.
Weren't they on Fallon as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on everything.
I mean, as they should. I mean, how many? What percent? And granted, it's not like it's a massive percent now, but what percent knew about the Hughes family and the Hughes brothers before the Olympics?
Very low percentage.
Very
Thank you,
low.
Jer.
Very low
That
percentage.
was a low percentage.
Yeah, I'm take every single appearance you can, eat every single cold Big Mac in the White House, do it all.
That's got to be like the worst one, though. It's like I had to sit there for a State of the Union address.
I
that
mean,
nobody wants to sit through.
Yeah, out of
Nobody wants to sit and listen to 2 hours of anyone rambling. I don't care.
Matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, an hour and 51
Maybe
minutes.
Matthew McConaughey, I'll listen to his little, psychedelic adventures.
I don't know,
It'd be a
man.
lot cooler if you did.
I'll just watch first season of True Detective if I need a prolonged Matthew McConaughey experience. But the other news from the Stars, they made a trade. We haven't talked about it a whole lot because we were focused on the NBA trade deadline. But the NHL hockey trade deadline is Friday at 3 o'clock, I think 2 o'clock our time. Stars have couple of massive injuries. Sagan's out for the whole year. He got injured early. They are now going to be missing Rantanen.
Give me their position. Oh, Rantanen is one of their stars.
He got hurt in the semifinal game in the Olympics. He's not long-term, but still a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
Another one of their guys, Radek Faksa, got hurt in the Olympics. We'll see how long he ends up being out too. But they clearly, before the injuries, had two real needs: a right-handed defenseman and potentially another winger, someone who can fill an offensive line, a third line, or even second line if they swing real big. But today, history will be made very soon for the Dallas Stars.
Are they already up? Are you looking at the score?
So no. They don't play. Their next game is Friday, back in Dallas against the hated Colorado Avalanche, the only team that they are chasing in the Western Conference.
They
right
got the
now.
best record, right?
They do. Yeah, they're still. So this.
That might be a must-watch game. Is that
Absolutely.
7 o'clock, 8 o'clock?
Yeah. And always free on Victory Plus. You just got to download the app. In the Stars' 10-game win streak, they've cut the Avs lead from 14 points down to 6 or 8. I think 6. It's down to 6.
Wow.
Yeah, they've shaved it by 8 points. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a loss in overtime or a shootout. And obviously, when you're getting 2 points over the course of 10 straight games.
Is it 0 points or negative points for a loss?
Zero. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't get penalized. You just get nothing. But the history...
Sounds like a whole bunch of participation trophies, if you ask me.
Hopefully on Friday, when the Stars play the Avalanche, we will see the debut of their new right-handed defenseman they traded for earlier today, a dude named Tyler Myers. And it's not a name that jumps off the page. He's 36 years old. The Canucks were willing to move him so much that they retained 50% of his salary for this year and next year.
Whoa.
He was making $3 million a year, but for Dallas, it'll only be $1.5 million each of those years. So it's a good deal financially.
Is he going to be a starter or come on like basically off the bench?
He'll be the second line defensive pairing. You would think he's more of he's 6'8".
Jeez.
Yeah. So he is
Sounds like a defensive man.
Exactly.
Like, lay down and cover a lot of space.
he's very, defensive-minded defenseman. You're not getting a lot of, or you're not expecting a lot of offensive, statistics, offensive performance out of him. But the history that will be made, as soon as he suits up for the Stars, he will be the first proper Texas-born player to ever play for the Dallas Stars.
Oh, dang, man.
Pretty random,
That's
right?
pretty random.
Pretty
What?
crazy. He's even more random.
How old the Stars? Back in the 90s?
Yeah, moved to Dallas in 93, 94.
And they didn't have one Texan.
No, never.
Oh,
Dude, soccer. Hockey was nothing in the South in the early 90s. I mean, you weren't getting...
that's more East Coast and Northern.
Yeah, and you weren't.
Midwest.
More importantly, you weren't getting kids growing up playing it like they are now in
Baseball
Texas.
and football down here.
Exactly. So
Nowadays, soccer.
the randomness only gets crazier because Tyler Myers' maternal half brother played the Spurs last night. It's Quentin Grimes, the guard for the Philadelphia 76ers.
That's weird.
It's a Houston family, kids from previous marriages or from different marriages, and they grew up
Good old American broken home.
born in Houston. Tyler Myers and Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes ends up plays at the University of Houston before going to the NBA. And Tyler Myers really grew up in Calgary once the family split. But born in Houston, so we count him. He will be the first actual Texan to play for the Dallas Stars.
I mean, how long did he grow up here? Like, is it like me where I lived in Oklahoma for 2 years when I don't remember? Or
no,
grew up
it was-
most of my life the rest of my life in Texas.
I want to say, well, that's why.
Do I call myself an Oklahomian?
Look,
Not
the
really.
worst thing about you is not that you're a Yankee or a Niner fan. It's the fact that you are an Oklahoman.
I'm a Stillwater.
That's
the OSU, not those damn Sooners.
that's better. That's better.
I don't root for them Gaylords.
Yeah, that's better at least. I'd like to check your family history, see what y'all were doing in Tulsa in the 1920s.
We were a military family.
Just
Like
double
my-
check there was no involvement in the issues in Tulsa at the
Oh
time.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, nah. I mean, some of my grandparents.
I was about to say.
You never know.
I was same here.
You never
That
know.
family tree, the more you learn, the more.
They grew up like they grew up. But no, my mom was actually born crazy on the 4th of July in Washington, D.C. She's like the ultimate America baby.
Yeah, that's pretty apple pie patriot right
She ended
there.
up becoming a big hippie and then went totally conservative.
You know,
As they always do.
I was about to say
They
I
always
keep
do.
hearing. I had so many relative, or not just relatives, but older friends, coworkers, people that are Gen X basically, and so many of them over the weekend, telling me happy birthday. They're like, have you got early onset Republican yet, or is it? Have you made the switch? Have you made? Then I'm like, well, I'm pretty interested in that primary runoff. We'll see what happens. But no, not yet. To believe it or not, you want to talk some Spurs?
Let's go ahead and do that.
Let's not
Keeping it tight.
trying to work.
This one's for you, Steph.
I know I'm staring. I feel like I'm not even looking at you because I'm just staring at the clock. Yeah. Oh, 8:26. Let's
It only
talk.
takes you 15 minutes to get to the airport from here.
Yeah, it's not bad. She'll be fine. 49-point lead at the end of the third quarter last night.
What a shellacking, man.
What a response. And I
Yeah.
was talking yesterday on the
No
radio.
love? No love for that?
On the radio show with Andy, the hardest game, or the game that ends up being the biggest trap on a road trip, is always the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already thinking about cooking dinner in your own kitchen, sleeping in your own bed, sitting on your couch,
Getting some of that pizza.
getting the best
the marital
pizza
bed,
in
you know?
town. You're sometimes you have a propensity to mentally be in a different location than where you're physically playing the game. And buddy, after
I think that happened in New York.
that's what I was going to
Champagne
say.
went out, brought all the teammates out with his friends. They tore up Brooklyn, and then they're like, "Oh crap, we got to play the Knicks."
Yeah, it resulted in a 131-91 victory by the end of it last night. Like I said, 49-point lead after the third quarter when Devin Vassell just went full predator mode.
Yeah, that straight up pull up
Heat-seeking.
from like
God,
eight,
that was so
8 feet behind the
It
three.
was closer to half court. It was so nasty.
So I got a question. Wemby only played for 24 minutes last night. Is that a knock?
It counts as an exception. It's one of
because it was such a blowout.
It doesn't. Well, it's because it's within 3 minutes, I think is the rule.
Oh, okay.
If it's within 3 minutes, then it can be appealed and then the league will say, yeah, clearly it was a blowout, so this
We
doesn't
were up by
count.
40, 50 points at
Right.
that time.
And I think you get like 3 appeals from the league on those. It's also,
Yeah.
we've created rules to make it so complicated. But yeah, that one won't count. I don't believe it'll count towards his ledger.
I'm sure they
of
know a lot more
missed
about that because
games.
they would have kept him in for 2 more minutes.
You would think, especially, even more so on a night where Wemby only has 10 points, but arguably impacted the game.
the craziest
more
stat
than
line
anybody.
ever. It was like 8 before the half. It was like 8, 5, 5, 5, and 5 or something like that. It
Yeah,
was,
he ends with
those lotto numbers, man.
Yeah, ends with 8 boards to go along with the 10 points. But I say, the impact that he has on games, watching guys, watching Champagny, watching Vassell, watching who's the other one that went off last night from 3? There was another
Carter
decent-
Bryant.
Carter Bryant. Yeah, 3 for 6 on threes. Seeing those guys get the wide open looks that they get when Vic rolls to the hoop, that's just as good. Like, Vic was directly responsible for 30 points.
Their passing was crisp too. Like, when they were just passing around the horn, it was no low passes, high passes. It was right in the money to get them in rhythm for shooting. And they just sat there and just wore them out defensively, but I got scared in the first when I started seeing them. We got out to the good lead, but then they started coming back, and I was like, "Oh man, this reminds me of the Knicks game." But I'm like, "There's no way they can sustain this." And lo and behold, somebody got up and just put a foot on the booty, the foot on the booty.
Foot.
I can't say foot in the because that's.
National Grammar Day.
I'm trying to keep it FCC compliant, man.
That's where you get into trouble.
Yeah.
I have the official update. We have boarded the plane in Houston, so we're keeping it really tight now because there's no delays over there. Yeah, I think watching that game last night with the perspective of the disappointment Sunday afternoon in New York. Despite Embiid being out, despite Kelly Oubre being a late scratch because of sick, illness, obviously Paul George has the PED suspension, and then VJ Edgecombe falls flat on his back on the dunk attempt and gets hurt.
No, that was a 3-point attempt.
That was a
3-point attempt. He came up behind him, grabbed the ball, and if he didn't body block him just a little bit, he pulled him back.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on a 3-pointer right at the end of the half.
That's right. Yeah, because then he shot the free throws and didn't come back. That's right. Mm-hmm. All of that, all of what was missing for the 76ers, I still love the mental response from the Spurs to close out the road trip. Now, what was it? 8-1 total record on the rodeo road trip. If you count the Austin games as part of that, which it's still a road game in a lot of ways. But outside of that Knicks game, what a February. They sweep all of the monthly awards. First time since 1982-83. Third time since 82-83.
So, Coach of the Month,
First time
Rookie of the Month,
ever in the Western Conference.
Player of
you
the
had
month, Defender of the Month,
Rookie Dylan Harper, Rookie of the Month, Mitch Johnson, Coach of the Month, Wemby, Player of the Month, and then I didn't realize Defensive Player of the Month had only been around for 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And so, but still, if you just count all of them without the Defensive Player of the Month, it's the third time since 1983 and the first time ever a Western Conference team has swept all of those awards.
Wow.
Right.
So that was the first time ever for a Western Conference.
The only previous instances, 07, the Raptors. Now, this is a funny list. Chris Bosh, still a Raptor.
Yeah.
Player of the Month. Sam Mitchell, Raptors coach of the month. And former number 1 overall pick,
Tracy McGrady.
Andrea Bargnani.
Oh, Andrea.
Rookie of the year. And then the other one was actually the Knicks in 2013. Melo. Chris Copeland was your Rookie of the Month.
Okay.
A guy that would be out of the league within a matter of months. And then Mike Woodson was the Coach of the Month back then. So Spurs being rewarded for the great month of February, the great road trip. Yeah, but there was Andy brought up something on the radio show today. One of the San Antonio media guys asked Dylan Harper after the game last night, how's it feel to finish the rodeo road trip? How's it feel to know
what was your biggest takeaway?
You're going back home. Yeah, you're getting, it's time to go home. And he said, we need that new arena.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the new arena's here, Frost and Freeman are all rodeo. So there is no more rodeo road trip.
Now, do they say that as our arena's outdated, or is he just tired of the rodeo
he says
road
that we
trip?
need to not. He was saying it it's seemingly as a nod to, I don't like being on the road that long. And as soon as the arena's exactly. As soon as the arena's built, we won't be doing this anymore, which made me think, will there be a year in the future where we all kind of collectively realize the value of the rodeo road trip as far as team building, culture building, morale, you're going with these guys, traveling hotel to hotel for the next month. Feels like that would build some mental toughness of being on the road for a straight month.
Yeah, you got to put up with these guys.
Right. And I can feel like both sides of the argument. It's a disadvantage to the Spurs because no other team has to do it. It's the longest road trip every single year for any team in the league. All of the reasons, all the obvious reasons that you would say it's a net negative. But I do think the positives of this road trip over the history, over the course of Spurs history in the dominant years of the dynasty,
So
it always gets quoted as, that was the point of the season where
it turned around.
or we gelled, or we hit a different level, or
So-
communication got so much better. And
I like this conversation. I like this debate point of debate because I haven't thought about it. Man, I'm gonna kick you right in the Richard.
just wait till
I
we.
swear to God.
I've got a sniper who's about to start pulling drops of you, and LG is gonna just turn loose with them.
Back in the day, it was trying to get the newcomers to buy into the Spurs way.
Right.
And try to, these are our three main pieces: Tony, Duncan, and Ginobili. And they all were such tight-knit group that you had to buy into their way. So yes, that was a benefit back then to try to get the Steven Jacksons, trying to get, the Dickie Jays, all those newcomers that we put in pieces for to be like, hey, you got to kind of buy into our philosophy, our mentality, unselfishness. Nobody's a real star here. The team is the star.
And it builds that more family culture, communal.
But this group, this is the first time where we've all had nothing but draft picks and youngins come up and be so successful. They've been tight-knit before this.
Yeah.
So trying to keep them around, I know we're not going to keep every one of the pieces, but we should keep the collective core for 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see us needing to buy into a culture. They know what it is. They're setting the culture. They're setting their own culture right now.
Yeah. I think I fall back on the more common sense of, no, it's a net negative because no other team in the league has to go on the road for an entire month.
Exactly.
I think that's where I still fall.
Oh, I definitely fall on that.
But if someone wants to continue to try to convince me that the rodeo road trip is a part of Spurs culture, is a part of the Spurs way, and is a main driving force in causing that gelling of a team year in and year out, I do think there is some truth to that. But I also think it'll be really nice to not have to live in a hotel for a month straight.
And I remember injuries coming on the rodeo road trip. We always used to get one injury from somebody because they're having to travel.
We should have someone do the math on just NBA injuries as a whole of whether they happen more to the home team or the away team. Because I would be curious that makes sense.
Why don't you get your AI overlords to figure that one out?
Yeah. That's your Chat GP Tizzle assignment. See what Chat GPT can tell us about that. Because again, it's things that seem common sense, but
yeah,
I think we need some data to really drive it home.
I think a few of those players that came over and wanted to be stars, wanted the big paycheck, they had to buy into the humility, the humbleness of the Spurs, starting with Tim Duncan, So the road trip helped for those certain players, but we don't need that now. Not for the foreseeable future.
No, and you mentioned the core group, the group that's going to be together for the next 4 or 5 years minimum, pending the Spurs making any kind of big picture or
Keldon seems like he's loving the fact that he's the sixth man.
Oh, I think Keldon's the sixth man as long as
Vassell, if he keeps knocking down his shots, it seems like he's enjoying the ride.
We're going to talk about him in a second because he is, him and De'Aaron Fox are the two names that do get included in online general manager trade ideas.
Yeah.
Just because of their contract numbers. But I want to talk about Vassell here in a second. Mentioning the group being together that you're going to see for the next 4 or 5 years. How crazy is it that in such a short amount of time, the Spurs now have enough depth to win a game by 40 where Wemby only scores 10 points?
Yeah, that's
crazy.
That's insane.
No, I mean, thinking back to Wemby 2 years ago, 3 years ago, rookie Wemby, second year Wemby, and now this roster, I think that going back to our preseason, predictions on this team where you were rightfully a lot higher on them than I was, and a lot higher on them than most people were.
I was really high on Steph Castle. I really thought he was going to make a crazy jump like we saw the Kawhi Leonard jump.
And
it was just 1 year, all of a sudden
we've seen that.
Off.
We've seen Dylan Harper be as advertised as the number 2 pick. He had 22 off the bench last
with
night.
Both hands.
Julian Champagnie showing more consistency. Specifically those 3 guys, I think go a long, long, long way to providing this team with depth that, again, going back to, I love Steph Castle before the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think the leap I didn't see him making or didn't expect him to make as much was the defensive leap that he has become. And Champagnie, always loved the player, but it was the inconsistency that drove me crazy.
So who do you have as the top 5 defenders in the league right now? Wemby, Jaylen Brown. I'm putting Steph in there.
Steph? Oh, Steph Castle.
Yeah,
okay, I was about to say.
Come on. Not 40-year-old
I want to see what the odds are on defensive player of the year.
I think old buddy that's the blocker for the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't think he plays enough minutes. Mitchell Robinson?
No, I'm talking about the Adabudu, the African name one. Abongiai?
OG Anunoby?
Anunoby, there you go. I don't know.
I just love...
He just sat here and just saw me struggling.
No, because...
And you're just like, keep it going.
I'm trying. I was trying to get on the same page.
Man.
The season award odds here, defensive player. Obviously, Evan Mobley, another name that pops up, but I don't think is getting nearly the same. You want to see where Keldon is? Keldon's moved up solid second behind Naz Reid for 6th Man of the Year award. And that gap's getting closer and closer.
If we get number 1 in the West, we're going to see a lot of awards being handed out.
So your defensive player of the year, Wemby's odds are so astronomically higher than the next closest. And the next closest, I don't really think has much of a chance of closing that gap, obviously, unless Wemby misses the games. Wemby is minus 900 as the favorite to win defensive player of the year. Chet is second.
Oh.
Chet plus 650. But then the gap between Chet and third place, Rudy Gobert third, plus 3,500.
Wow.
So, I mean, I think
it's a 2-dog race and 1 dog's way ahead.
Yeah, and it's really a 1-dog race.
What's Steph Castle at?
Oh, no, he's nowhere close. And that's where it's like we're pumping the brakes on that because he's not been a top 5 defensive player in the league, but the leap has been huge.
He literally can guard 3 positions.
Okay.
Outstanding.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all like we actually only put 3 people on the court.
Yeah.
When he plays because he can just cover so much ground.
Wemby's as they were talking about, sweet Bob Costas was talking about yesterday, besides talking about the dicks, he just roams around. He's just a floater. He just sits there and just doesn't guard anybody. We play in a zone, and we switch, and we put Stephon Castle at the top because he can take care of the point, the shooting, guard, the point forward if necessary.
Man, he's not even top 15 on FanDuel odds.
That's a damn shame, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the guard, if you just want to compare guards that are on the list ahead of him, both the Thompson twins, Asur and Amin, Derek White, obviously, with the success the Celtics are having. Surprisingly, Jaylen Brown isn't in the top 15 either, which I wouldn't have had him top 5, but I would have probably had him top 15. Dyson Daniels reigning.
So that's just becoming more of a big man award now.
It always had been, like
But
Dyson.
like Crawford didn't. Well, not was it? Crawford was 6 man.
Dyson, that was Crawford. Dyson Daniels, who led the league in steals, won it with the Hawks. And you had, even when Draymond is not, he's a big man, but not like Wemby or Chet or Gobert or anything like
But
that.
he's still body as center and point forward.
Exactly.
Those are his two.
Evan Mobley won it. He was a
That's
big
what I was
man.
thinking.
Yeah, with the Cavs. So, the depth on this roster where all of a sudden, the Sixers, again, they were missing a lot of people, but you blow out a team in the NBA by 40 points when Wemby only scores 10. That's pretty impressive.
Wemby only scores 10, but like you said, 8 rebounds, 4 assists.
A lot of those, how many of those
3
assists
steals.
were on 2 that led to 3-pointers?
Yeah.
Or a hockey assist
She
where
should
it
get
was
half an assist.
a pass, a pass and then another
3
pass.
steals, 6 blocks, and he's not even the highest point plus minus when on and off the court. He was 41 plus. You know who was higher than him?
Steph Castle?
Vassell.
Oh, well, yeah,
43,
Vassell
because he was lighting it up.
Yeah, Vassell, what did he end up shooting? 6 of 8 on threes last night, almost a point a minute, 22 points in 23 minutes.
It's crazy.
He is the one, that's where I say I want to talk, circle back to Vassell. When this team is playing their most dangerous basketball, it's when Devin Vassell, he doesn't have to go 6 for 8, but he needs to take 8 shots, 8 threes,
And hit 50%.
and if you hit 4 of them, it's such a different team. And that it feels like
Because they can't crash the middle with Wemby.
exactly.
It spreads the whole floor out.
It provides so much more spacing on the offensive side, which again, we were talking about it on Monday night, talking about the loss to the Knicks. That's what separates playoff series. That's what separates teams in the playoffs. When all of a sudden the Spurs, last night they were 18 of 45 on threes. That's exactly even 40%.
yeah.
It's not just about the 54 points that they scored behind the 3-point line. It's about how much space there was on the court that allowed that many good looks from 3, which is where
And good passes. and
Exactly.
enough where you're not sitting there giving up, what was it, 20 plus turnovers last
it was
game?
22 against the Knicks. That led to 24 points. Yeah, that's where as things get more compact and tighter in a playoff series and more physical, that's where you have got to have the shooting threats on the outside, especially when you can put Champagnie on one side of the court and Devin Vassell on the other side of the court, and all of a sudden that defense is stretched, opens up all of that lane for Wemby to operate, or if they continue to sink on Wemby, all of a sudden you have 2 bona fide threats on either side for him or De'Aaron Fox or Steph Castle to distribute to on a pick and roll.
Or Carter Bryant, which I love the fact that you took the wind out of my sails. I'm like, someone must be listening to us, man. They sat Barnes and put in Carter Bryant.
You were so excited to take credit for Carter Bryant getting playing time over Harrison Barnes last night.
I just wanted to take credit to where I saw the weakness, but then he's like, Harrison Barnes injured. And I'm like, is he though? Is he?
What was it? 364.
Oh, he was an Iron Man.
He was second among active players.
Yeah.
Until last night. Yeah,
It was the Knicks guy.
Sore left ankle. The leader still, I think it's Miles Bridges actually, which is funny because he had the suspension, but it doesn't count towards his active game streak.
That's horse.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
horse doo-doo, man.
I'm waiting on Luke Cornett's blog post about Miles. No, I'm kidding. Good for NBA Miles Bridges active streak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who I read.
But it's basically, from what I saw, is everything. His 3-pointer is getting more polished. His crashing the boards is ridiculous with his absolute hops. He can sit there and get a alley-oop. He can pass an alley-oop. His defense, is top notch. We need him right now. If Barnes is not knocking down threes, we need him. Barnes coming off the bench, hopefully maybe getting that veteran presence with the younger guys, with Keldon, to kind of like, hey, let's play bully ball. Let's go down here and Cornette got the message.
Yeah.
Little cheap shot on Wemby. He sat there, fist to block it. He didn't do a hand. He did straight fist over the dude's shoulder.
Well,
got a flagrant.
Yeah, I was about to say.
All right, good job.
Yeah.
But that was all ball. I'm just saying. But you can't swing through someone.
It's good to see a response, though.
Yeah.
He
got tired of all the razzing about Magic City Monday.
we were talking about Bob Costas being back on the mic. How did y'all actually get to listen to the game?
I stayed home and listened to it.
Okay.
All. Yeah.
I loved every minute of it.
Dude, it was so great.
I'm such a sucker for Costas. Like I felt, and when they changed the graphics to make it look like it was 90, what's it called, LG? The old televisions.
The Chiron?
No, well, that too. They changed all that.
Where it's like
to
they had
match.
to put the bulb in it.
Yeah, it's like the
TVs.
old TVs that you can only run your Super Nintendo on those old TVs, the 90s television.
coax.
You're talking about the 4:3 aspect ratio?
No, it's like RFD or something like.
Yeah,
it's
there's
something
more red
with
in the face.
There's something with the lighting to those old TVs because they're not. They're not.
Yeah, everything had like a reddish tint to it.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. I mean, obviously having Doug Collins and the czar of the telestrator, Mike Fratello,
And PJ.
telling old war stories.
PJ looking old, man.
Yeah, they're all looking
Except for
old.
Bob. Bob looks younger for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's adrenochrome. If you ever need,
old baby fetuses.
yeah, if you ever need the best adrenochrome, I bet Costas knows a guy. But this fun fact came out after the game last night. So Julian Champagny scored the first basket of the game last night.
Mm-hmm.
So that was Bob Costas's first play-by-play call of an NBA basket since the first round of the 2002 playoffs.
Yeah.
The last 24 years ago was the last time Costas called an NBA game. The last bucket of that game in 2002 was scored by Mexican legend, Maverick at the time, Eduardo Nájera.
Nájera.
That's right.
San Antonio's own.
That's right. Yeah, he went to the Christian Academy here, the high
Nice.
school, Christian private school. Yeah, he before he went to Oklahoma. Yeah, Eduardo Nájera. I distinctly, like, as soon as I read that stat last night, that was sophomore year of high school, me watching, in DFW, watching Mavs playoff games. I distinctly remembered, like, exactly what that was. As soon as I went back, I was like, well, who was the first round opponent in the 0-2 playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's good. I think they're going to do a few more
Yeah.
of these games because Costas even alluded to it besides when he was getting graphic about male anatomy. He alluded to the fact that it shouldn't have been
Names
him.
are Richard. You can call him Dick.
My little brother's named Richard. I've never once called him. Well, I've called him A, but not.
Wait, hey, isn't Dick supposed to be coming on?
I forgot it's church night and tight hour.
Tight hour.
I thought
Next week.
I thought I was gonna be able to get them on at like 9:30 after church, but now,
I'm like, we got the little Dick on right now.
in fact, we're already up against it. We're gonna have to cut the main seggy. The Costas mentioned it. It should be Marv Albert doing
Yeah.
the play-by-play,
Yeah.
but he had a scheduling conflict. I think
How you gonna do a scheduling conflict on like the one throwback game a year?
I think he couldn't get the ball gag out of his mouth. And so,
Hey, don't kink shame
they
old
had-
Marv.
No king shame. That's just I'm a reporter and I'm just reporting what I read.
I'm pouring the facts, sir.
Yeah, Costas said it should be him doing the hosting duties and Marv Albert doing the play-by-play. So hopefully
And Ahmad Rashad instead of Isaiah.
That's right. The
Exactly.
great Ahmad Rashad, who also had a scheduling
Didn't
conflict
Isaiah
last
just
night.
looked like he had he just had like a mean mug on his face.
I think that's just who Isaiah's. I think that's just where he's at this point. I
He's
think
like, I'm
it's
tired of getting drugged through the mud by Jordan.
pretty much
Should have been on the dream team.
by Jordan, by Magic, by anyone not named Bill Lambier,
Yeah.
basically, or
It
Joe
was Lambeer.
Dumars.
It wasn't me, man.
Yeah, I know I said it on Monday, and I'll say it again here. The NBA going back to NBC is one of the best moves the league has made broadcast wise in
I like the
decades.
fact if ESPN didn't pick up the whole inside the NBA crew, I would have been pissed.
Well, see, and even
But
that
now
just
that
proves,
they picked them all up, I'm like, okay.
but they don't give them any time. You know, that just
Yeah.
proves how bad of a media partner ESPN is, unless you're the
Let's get
NFL.
Scott Van Pelt on it. No, keep it on inside the NBA. Like that was
If you're the
they're Emmy
NFL,
Award winners.
You get as much time for your post game shows. You get to broadcast your NFL
Yeah.
live show whenever you want. It's all NFL, which I understand. It's where the money's at. But the one thing NBA broadcasting does correctly and has shown to be the highest, most
Yeah.
elite of the content
Critically
for
acclaimed.
30 years, Emmy Award winning,
Yeah.
with the same crew basically all of those years. It's inside the NBA, and they are lucky to get 25 to 28 minutes
Yeah.
for a post game show. And it would be like if we tried to do this show as a tight hour every time.
Yeah.
It's just I already feel rushed. I'm looking at the shit. I was like, well,
Yeah.
we had a
You're-
great
You're over here twitchy. You're more twitchy than me today.
we had a great bit, but we're just gonna have to cut it because we got to hear Scott Van Pelt tell us about the
Someone's gonna be
golf
waiting at the
league.
airport.
Or maybe
Thanks, Steph.
we have Trent McDuffie live from LA, but we don't have time to get to him. Yeah, all in all, a great finish to the road trip. A 8-1 overall road trip. Back-to-back games tomorrow night against
Friday.
Detroit.
Yeah, this is
Great.
we got great
matchup.
basketball coming up for the next week and a half.
Friday against the Clippers, and it's an 8:30, which really means 8:45 start time here locally. So get good and lit before you go to the game. And then Sunday, I'll be in the house watching. At least I think I still have a ticket. I need to double check that. Someone threw it out there as a birthday, like, "Hey, I got tickets for the game Sunday. It's a birthday." I need to follow up now that
I mean, what kind of tickets? We talking about charter level? Because you know what's up. There's two people this show.
I think we're. Oh, was it your birthday?
There's two people to this show.
Oh no! And I'm sorry. I apologize, LG. I view.
There's three people to this show. Nah, LG doesn't get one, man. He's been killing me today.
Yeah, well, get used
I'll be
to
there.
it.
Get to the point, Junior.
I get paid to go to Spurs games. I don't pay to go.
Oh, flexing, Mr. Flex over here.
On that note,
Lightning round.
hit me, LG. Let's get out of here. Do you have anything for lightning round?
I got one.
Okay.
You want me to go ahead and do it?
Well, you want to go first, or I can talk about. I want to talk some of the primary election results.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do those first. So the big race everyone was looking at, obviously, the Senate primaries, the Tallarico versus Crockett, Cornyn versus Paxton. And it's
Tallarico. I didn't think he was going to make it because he was double digits before yesterday.
It was tight. Well, I mean, if again,
As they said,
the
yeah.
polling. Tallarico's people were confident throughout the run that the polls that it was a lot tighter than it was. And
Yeah.
it turns out they might have even underestimated their own support based on the final results. I will say he didn't run as strong as I would have expected here in San Antonio. Obviously, Crockett is Dallas, born Dallas hub. That's her constituents. That's her congressional seat. So she did really well in Dallas. She did really well in Houston. And then Tallarico, Austin guy, Round Rock, born and raised, or claims Round Rock as a home. He did really well in Austin area, which if she's doing well in Dallas, DFW, and Houston, and he's doing well in Austin, that leaves San Antonio and El Paso as the two other big number voting areas. And it was tighter in both of those than I expected, which led to a tighter race overall. But he ends up winning the Democrat primary outright, so no runoff between them two.
The established San Antonians, when you say Austin, some of them just gonna go the other way.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah.
You know,
As they should a lot of the time, to be completely honest. What do you think of Tallarico to begin with?
I think if we're gonna flip it, well, do you think the loudest person in the House, AOC, Ilmar Omar, or even though she's Senate, right?
No, she's House.
She's House.
Or no,
I think she's Senate.
yeah, she's Senate.
Yeah. But you got the squad and stuff like that. And Jasmine Crockett was basically getting lumped in there because she would sit there and call Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, your big your
No,
flat
Omar's
face.
House. She's a rep. Yeah.
She's a rep? Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was going to fly if we wanted to have a real chance of unseating a Republican. I think Tallarico...
You speak of as a member of the
Dude,
party.
I don't like the fact that women don't have a choice to get abortions. I'm
Sure.
sorry.
You don't have to explain your
I'm dying on that
platform.
hill because if you tell me to do something when I want to do it, you're catching hands, man.
I would just suggest,
and I'm a feminist. If you're I'm gonna do the same thing for you as you do for me. Respect me, and I'll respect you.
and I would say that party hasn't done enough for me to say we when I describe them.
Yeah.
But neither has it's not a.
I don't look him in he also said he's willing to work across the aisle.
Also, I voted in the Republican primary because it was more wheels off. I wanted to. I wanted to have more fun over there.
Have a little more fun. I think as an independent, I'm a registered independent. I want more people outside the box, outside the thing. He didn't take big PAC money.
I like that.
And he wants to sit there and pass laws where stock can't be traded between, finance, elected officials. That should be a given. Everything that Trump does, you don't think whenever the Dow drops, the Dow is not 50,000 anymore. I
don't think it ever got back up over it
No,
since she said that.
I'm just saying, you don't think there's a little hey, I'm about to do something. You should take stuff out of the NASDAQ and stuff.
Oh, of course there is.
Dow.
I mean, that happens across
that's
anybody that has
that should
insider
be an
information.
pristine offense.
You would think so.
know?
That's the Unusual Wells, the social media account that started just as a Nancy Pelosi stock trader.
Yeah.
But now it's expanded. You can see every single member of Congress. They have a tool, an app, or a tool on their app or on their website that you can see every member of Congress's trading history.
Yeah.
It's all of them because they're all getting the same information.
And that's where people are like, oh, but what about the Democrat? If you hate, I'm like, I don't hate Trump. I hate the people who enable dumb behavior.
Yeah.
I was like, it's all the other people.
I don't like getting
that
ripped off by
piss me off.
the ultra wealthy.
Yeah, where's oblivious corruption right now.
The Tallarico one is interesting because, as it relates to this race specifically,
yeah.
It feels like the parties have kind of flipped strategy a little bit.
Yeah.
Where, the Democrat that won the primary is the one that is, son of a Presbyterian preacher, went to seminary like my little brother, I think he went to Southwestern, same seminary as my little brother.
Oh, yeah. He knows he went to school for theology.
Right, exactly. Mom, public school teacher.
Yeah.
That and the, his less of a seemingly, at least as a platform,
Separates the church and state.
well, he talked a lot about the 10 Commandments, went on Joe Rogan, which is not nothing for a Democrat, not to be scared to do that. But it's a bit of a different script than we've seen from the Betos,
Yeah.
or Jasmine Crockett in this race that are seemingly way more focused on the divide between the parties. And Tallarico's whole message of it's not a fight of left versus right. It's a vertical fight. It's a fight of the low fighting
I'm
upward
representing a group of people, not the singulars, the tens of people. I'm representing the thousands and the millions of people.
And that's where it's a different message from a statewide Democrat than we've heard in a while. And it's one based in, religious conviction, which is interesting when you look at the other side of this primary, where now we're going to have Paxton and Cornyn going into a runoff together.
They're going to do a runoff?
Yeah, 12 more weeks of them fighting each other. Trump put out the tweet today, said he's going to announce, he didn't endorse either of them before primary.
He can't lose.
So he said he's going to endorse one of them soon.
Yeah.
And he hopes for whoever doesn't get the endorsement to drop out.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't tear each other apart.
He just said, you should drop out.
Of course,
just
right.
drop out.
Which I don't think if he endorses Paxton, it would be crazy to think that the incumbent in Cornyn would drop out. But I think that would be way more likely. Ken Paxton's not dropping out of this thing. And I think the national Republicans view Cornyn as the better candidate to go up against Tallarico, because then Tallarico is trying to steal some of the Cornyn supporters, because Cornyn is the more moderate between him and Paxton, which is what Tallarico is trying to be. So if you just start to piece together the puzzle, I think there's going to be more national Republican support for Cornyn as we go through this runoff than there is Paxton. But history would tell you when the incumbent loses in the primary, but it goes to a runoff, or even when the incumbent has to go to a runoff, it usually flips to whoever is the new guy, which would be Paxton in this case. So it's going to be really, really, really interesting. I would say the odds of Tallarico winning are still at best 20%. And I think that's probably high. It's probably closer to 10. Just thinking about the stain of that letter next to his name and the color behind him.
You know why we have that thing is because we had to listen to Beto, but he has such not a radical message that's going to scare off Republicans.
He's got some radical.
He's got some radical take away the Ten Commandments. I mean, but he's not sitting there trying to do an all-out assault rifle or long rifle ban.
Oh yeah, it's not quite. It's not quite as in your face radical.
And it was all in
taxes he wants to propose are pretty radical for a lot of average Texans.
But those average Texans need to realize that they affect you, not like they're affecting the billionaires. You get the savings.
We
all aren't billionaires. I don't think there's one billionaire listening to this show or much.
Problem with both of these parties, not yet. The problem with both parties is
they listen
always
to their own Illuminati shows.
The system is built around you convincing people to constantly vote against their interest to keep you in power. So we'll see how that one goes. But I'm curious to see who gets the endorsement and what happens next there. Elsewhere, Chip Roy gave up his seat because he's running for attorney general to replace Ken Paxton. I think he made the runoff, but he didn't win last night. He was second behind Mays Middleton, the guy that was running. But they're headed to a runoff. But more importantly, the Republican that won the primary to replace Chip Roy, which is right here, northern San Antonio. Yeah. Former Tex. Big Tex himself, baby.
Teixeira.
Mark Teixeira looks like he will be a U.S. representative because that district is not
a bought and paid for mouthpiece.
Not going to swing blue. Yeah, and he's the only connection. I mean, he played for the Rangers for 4 years, 5 years.
He played more for the Yankees than the Rangers. If y'all have short term memories.
He played more for Georgia Tech than he did the Rangers. I bet it's close, but he did. I am forever grateful to him because it was the Mark Teixeira trade with the Braves that got us 9 players, 7 of which were on the first World Series roster for the Rangers back in 2010.
If I got to hear a campaign commercial, I voted 99% of the time for Trump. And it's like, have your own views, man.
So isn't that hilarious, though? Because Cornyn is being skewered as a moderate
Yeah.
because it's 99% and not 100. And the 1% was the gun safety bill or the gun, whatever you want to, the gun ban bill, the gun safety,
Common
the gun
sense.
health bill,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, that the Republicans and Democrats in the Senate worked bipartisan after Uvalde.
Yeah.
So the 1% where he's not 100% with Trump
First off.
was the gun bill after the shooting in Uvalde. So now Cornyn is a radical woke senator because he didn't agree 100% of the time. It's all insane.
All that 1% is if you find something that I didn't vote for him, well, that's the 1%.
That's 1,000%.
It's not 99%. It's just a get out of jail. Like, oh, well, I didn't really say 100%. Now, did I?
Also, I kind of like a straight ticket voter. I never trust someone that does 100% to begin with, like you said.
If I don't know them, I'm not gonna. If I don't know that platform, their platforms or anything, I'm just not gonna vote.
Elsewhere across the state, we lost one of our bigger, or at least well-known representatives, Mr. Eye Patch himself, Dan Crenshaw, lost his primary, not even going to a runoff. Another guy that was pegged as too moderate.
Yeah, dude,
for
we work too much
MAGA
with the
movement.
Democrats. You know.
Yeah,
God forbid you work together.
He gets ousted by Steve Toth.
Bye, Felicia.
One of the funniest stories. So right now, did you see the guy at the State of the Union that was wearing the MAGA tie that he was trying to get Trump to sign? So that guy's name is Troy Niels. He is not running for re-election. His identical twin brother
Oh God.
won the Republican primary last night, and that is a district that is not going to flip blue. So Troy Niels will be replaced in Congress by his identical twin brother, Trevor Niels, and it'll be the first time in American history it's ever happened.
What is this, Freaky Friday, dude?
And we have the best state ever. Only in Texas.
God.
Only in Texas politics.
Let's go with
is-
the identical one.
Dude, Texas politics, like I love this kind of crap almost as much as I love sports. Only other one I had for you, local or two more. Mayor Ron, formerly Mayor Ron, after his sneak attack against Peter Sakai in the judges race, he beats our sitting judge, Peter Sakai, in the
Nuremberg.
Democrat primary. Yeah, he's
Make it legal, Ron.
Ron's got high aspirations, and no one's going to get in his way. He looks like he will cruise to be our new judge. And then this race got really interesting last week when the text messages between Gonzalez and his former staffer that he was having an affair with, the one that ended up self-immolating
Yeah.
in her own house and passing away. That
And his staffer came out and was like, I had to be the go-between between all this stuff, and just gave out all the dirty laundry.
exactly. So we'll see how this story plays out. But the gun guy, Brandon Herrera, he's going to be in a runoff with Tony Gonzalez. And I heard Tony Gonzalez doing an interview on Joe Pags earlier today, and he didn't handle that interview very well. And I think kind of like we were talking about how if an incumbent goes into a runoff, it's usually the new guy that flips it. I think Brandon Herrera flips that district, and we see that result in the runoff. So yeah.
Oh, you
Great-
almost
great
got
night
that
of
we
quad.
there, buddy.
Great night. Oh, well, we as the collective Texan.
As the
we.
yeah. Hit me, LG.
I'm wearing an At the Drive-In shirt. This is Beto's childhood friends in El Paso.
Oh, buddy. I just because we didn't do the main segment, just a couple trades. You know, LA gets richer. They just hate their first round picks.
Did you see the stat?
Yeah.
So they drafted Jared Goff 1-1, first
Yeah.
overall pick in 2017. Since that pick,
No other first round.
they've traded 9 of their 10 first round
Yeah.
picks since. The only one they picked was Jared Verse 2 years ago, the edge rusher.
Yeah.
They have traded every single one of their first round picks. They've won a Super Bowl. They've been in back-to-back NFC championship games.
But they are selling out to do it. And
But you know what? As a Cowboy fan, if you told screw the Super Bowl, if you told me Cowboys are going to trade 9 of their next 10 first round picks, but you're going to get back-to-back conference championship game appearances,
you better go after Max Crosby. You're gonna have to give up one of those first round or both first round picks.
we'll see. It won't be. It wouldn't be both.
Then
We'll
they,
see though.
New England Patriots cut Stephon Diggs, just like Cardi B. She went over to JSN. Seems like
Did you see what the number was going to be though? It was going to jump from 10 mil to 26.5 million. So
Yeah.
that was purely. They knew he was only going to be a 1-year guy to begin
Yeah.
with.
then old buddy got traded. To Houston. David Montgomery. I don't know if we went into that one last.
I think we
last
talked
week.
about that Monday a little bit because that to me is we talked about that when we were talking about
Kyler Murray got released, as we all know.
so if you're Kyler Murray, do you take the more money that you're likely to be offered from the Jets, or do you take less money to go to a place like Minnesota or Atlanta? Mainly Minnesota is the argument because Minnesota is more built to win.
Kyler Murray takes the money.
I think Kyler Murray
I think he takes the
money. I think
money.
he's the Jets' next head coach or starting quarterback.
Yeah, and now it looks like is it Malik Day or who?
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis is the hot name to go over to the Cardinals, or he gets the pick of the trade because he's asking like 25, 30 mil or something like that.
I don't think he gets that,
2 years.
but I bet he gets paid.
He gets paid.
I
and
bet
the
it doesn't.
And the Niners are looking for a number 1 pick for Mac Jones, which let the Niners know.
I told you were crazy when you said that back in the middle of the season when Mac Jones was 5-1 as a starter or whatever.
Yeah,
With as weak as
QB
this
class, yeah.
quarterback class is, not only in the draft but also in free agency. Look,
hey.
you might get that. Like I'm not as
Everybody's trying to jump on that Sam Darnold, pay
Exactly.
him, like get him. You don't have to pay $40 million to a quarterback to get, success.
which is why it's so much crazier now. The Colts tagging Daniel Jones. The more I've thought about that,
A transition.
it's
tag.
even worse. That's $37.5 million.
Yeah, and we don't know if he's going to play. Well, we know
Exactly.
he's not going to play a full year.
So, what are you do? What are you doing? Like,
I think someone's going to take it. This is going to be a fun month and a half before the trade to see who's going to take a chance on these quarterbacks. Who's going to give up a number 1 for one of these guys? Max Crosby.
oh my
going-
God, she's landed. All right, LG,
See, like-
hit me. We got to do one more. Sorry, sports. This day in sports history. I got Yankees for you on here. That's why I want to make
Yes.
sure we get it. 1913. The Yankees are the first baseball team to train outside of the USA. Do you have any idea what country it was?
What year?
1913.
1913. Let's go ahead and go with Panama.
You shockingly close.
Whoa.
Bermuda.
Bermuda. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not too far off. 1927. Babe Ruth became the highest paid player in MLB history. Signs a 3-year deal worth how much per season? 1927.
$110,000.
Again, not too far off. $70,000 per season, but
okay.
still $70,000 in 1927. Sticking with some of our hockey history that we've been talking about, 1941, Chicago Blackhawks goaltender Sam Lepresti faces an NHL record 83 shots in a 3-2 loss to the Bruins.
God, so
He stopped
So
80 of 83 shots.
you got to look at your team and be like, what are you doing to me, man?
And let me remind you, that's 1941,
Yeah.
about 40 years before a goalie ever started wearing
A mask.
A mask. That's just a guy standing there,
Just taking pucks to the face.
just taking pucks to the body, to everything. 1993, the first ESPY Awards aired. I forgot it was so early.
Well, that's not early for you. You were like 7 or 8.
I was 7, but
Yeah.
when I think of the ESPYs, I don't remember the ESPYs until I was like,
ESPN was only on for like a
14.
decade before then.
right.
Yeah.
Like I think of the ESPYs more as, late 90s, early 2000s. Birthdays, well, we'll hit a death day first. Earlier today, Lou Holtz passes away.
1988 national championship.
Born on this day in 1888 in Voss, Norway. Hall of Fame coach, winner of the 1924, 1929, and 1930 national championship. Newt Rockne. Newt Rockne,
A name that just rolls off the tongue.
career record of 105, 12, and 5. The first superstar head coach at Notre Dame. Also born on this day, Gil Brandt, the architect of the Tom Landry Cowboys. The guy who, when, what was the quarterback? Dwayne Haskins. When Dwayne Haskins passed away in the weird car accident, but he got out of the car and got hit by a car.
Yeah, he was walking across the road.
He was walking across a highway. Gil Brandt, unfortunately, on a NFL conference call said, Dwayne Haskins was a kid who was just living his life waiting to die or something like that. Yeah. Not the best. Also born on, but great. Love what you did for the Cowboys of my my grandparents and parents' generation. 1982, American soccer legend Landon Donovan, born in California. 1990, American basketball forward. Oh, wait. How do I not have the name? Well, just know in 1990,
There was a basketball forward born.
yeah, and well, let's piece this together. He won championships. He won an NBA championship in 2015, 27. Oh, I know it. 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2022. 4-time NBA All-Star, NBA Defensive Player of the Year in 2017. 2 Olympic gold medals. Born in 1990, so he's 36.
Was it Dwight?
Draymond.
Draymond.
That's Draymond
Draymond
Green's
Green.
resume. The
Could've
the
left
man
without
who
that
hit a drive to deep right center, or is it left center? Left field, a drive deep into left field.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
1992, Nick Castellanos, born and eventually would give us one of the greatest media meltdown moments in history, as Thom Brenneman apologizes for calling Kansas City a
I
bad
don't know if
word.
I'd be putting on this headset again.
Well, Tom, rest easily, because you did end up putting on that headset again, and
I'm
you're
always
back,
for a redemption story.
back calling ACC football. And then finally, last one. On this day in 1938, Jack Taylor died. And immediately, that name doesn't mean a whole lot to anybody. He died in 1938. He was already 68 years old in 1938. So we're talking born in 1870. Okay. He was an American baseball pitcher. He won a World Series in 1907, was the National League ERA leader in 1902 for the Chicago Cubs. But at the time of his death, most importantly, he had the MLB record for consecutive complete games.
Wow.
Guess what that number was? Consecutive complete.
36.
Bump that up a little bit.
68.
Bump that up a little bit.
114.
Bump that up a little bit.
213.
Okay, a little further down.
180.
187.
God.
100
187?
on a 187 on a 187 consecutive games started that were complete games.
Blood out.
It was a different sport.
Flat out.
Different sport. LG, I got to get to the airport. Get us out of here. Cap, tell the good people how to get a hold of you and the program.
We get a hold of me at the Captain's Chair 210 on Insta and Twitter, and you can get a hold of sportscavelive.everything. Sportscave.live on everything.
There it is. Sportscave.live. LG, when's the next stream?
Make the little stuttering
Friday
joke.
the 13th.
I'm just,
Ooh, spooky.
I didn't realize we had one of those coming up.
Who cares?
All
Go
right.
pick up your wife.
Yeah, get me on X at Biggest Puma, Instagram, biggest.puma. I'm off to the airport. Back on the air with Andy tomorrow on Ticket, hosting for Andy on Monday, and then we'll be back in the room Monday and Wednesday next week. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace.
Let's do it.
Kids, what do we say about drugs?